Now the thing which is there, now we understand what the string is, how to kind of declare a string, how to kind of scan it, how to display it, what is the difference between a character array and a string, right? Now suppose say I want to perform certain operations. Okay, now certain operations being, suppose say I want to, if I the user, I take some kind of characters from the user. Okay, and whatever the characters user has entered, I want to check how many characters user has entered. Okay, fine. So suppose I have given the maximum size of 10, or maybe I give a maximum size of 100, but I want to check how many characters user have actually entered, because I know for a fact that the string which is there, automatically when we press an enter also over here, automatically at the end a /0 will be appended. Okay, so I need to find out where that /0 came, right? So how many characters, after how many characters the /0 came. So that's how I can find out how many characters the user has entered, right? So for that we'll create a simple program basically. Okay, hash include, sorry, touch, and we have a void main. Yeah, okay, fine. So here suppose say I'll take again a character, suppose say string of maybe size 100. Okay, now the value which is there, that is going to come from the user, so I'll simply say copy these two lines I'll be needing. Then again, as I have told you, wherever you can do the copy paste, do it, right? So already that you have implemented, it's easier for you. Okay, fine. So I'll just say scan that, enter a string maybe, and I'll just say scan the string, and here I'm displaying the string, but I also want to find out how many characters are there. So for that, suppose say I take a character, an integer named length. Initially I'll keep it as 0. Okay, fine. Now what I can do is I can put on a logical part over here. The logic being I will calculate it by myself. Okay, fine. So how can I do it? Suppose I'll put a while loop. I'll say while length, and then again I'll just say string of len is not equal to, I'll say a /0. Till that time basically keep on doing what you're doing, and in that whatever I'll do is I'll just say len plus plus. Now then again I don't think so I need to explain you these things, plus plus minus minus, what these are. Okay, fine. So after whatever that is done, I'll just say print the thing, and I'll also print one line saying slash length is equal to, and I'll print the value of the length I got. Fine. So this was my logical part, I could say, right? So what I did was I wrote a code that will help me calculate the length of that, I mean how many characters are there in the string. Okay, Acha, be mindful, as soon as you give a space also on the terminal, the string basically terminates. Okay, strlen, fine. Okay, so I'll just say compile this, and yeah, instead of name we should be giving str, my bad. Okay, compiling it 0. Okay, comma is missing, very good. Compiling it, 0 error, 0 warnings, and running it. Okay, fine. So it's asking me for a string. Suppose say I'll give a name. Fine. So now this has 5 total characters, right? And when I press enter, I'm getting the length also as 5. So good, this is working. Okay, suppose say if I run this again, okay, and now I enter, suppose say a big name, I give a space and I enter another big name. Fine, and I press enter. Now if you can see, it is only showing the name as this much part only, okay, till here only. So as soon as you give a space on the terminal, this string was ended, basically a /0 is appended over here. Okay, and this string wasn't saved anywhere. So the value or the length of this string which is there, you can calculate. There are 10 characters. Okay, fine. So this is how your length is basically getting calculated. But then again, if you kind of look into the functionality, C programming or kind of C programming already has an inbuilt function that will do this thing for us automatically. We don't have to kind of think about the logic anyways. Okay, fine. So just for your understanding purpose, what was actually happening, I wrote this code basically. So what I'll do is I'll simply comment this out for now. Okay, and what we can do is like instead of finding out this thing from here, what I can do is I can simply make the use of another header file. Okay, so I'll just say string.h. Okay, so earlier also, if you remember, we have used a couple of header files like math.h and all. So similarly, we also have another header file called as string.h. Now string.h has a couple of functionalities that are available. So let's just go into this thing. So there are a lot of functions, but then again, just to name a few, there are a couple of them given here. So there is a thing called as string strcpy. What it does is copies string 2 into string 1. So whatever the value you are giving here, that will be copied into this string. So this will be your destination string, and this will be your source string. So whatever the value you are copying from the source, that will be copied to the destination. Okay, fine. Then we have string concat. Concat, basically string cat. This is used for concatenation, or simply you can say joining of two strings. Okay, so this operation will be performed from here. Then we have strlen function. Okay, fine. So it returns the length of the string. Okay, so what we can do is we can use this function now. Then again, for my program, I wanted to calculate, right? So what I want to do is I want to calculate the length of the string. So I can simply say I'll simply say len equal to strlen, and I'll just pass the string which is there. Right, I wrote this line of code, and irrespective, now I don't need this part also. The logical part I'll simply say remove. Okay, and I wrote this one line of code instead of that logic. Okay, now this function which is there, that is present in what? Str string dot h header file. Okay, fine. So now if I say compile this code, okay, I am getting 0 error, 0 warnings. And now if I run this code, I am getting, chalo, I'll give the okay, same character basically. Okay, now these are 10 characters. Okay, fine. So you're getting the same result. Fine. So this is kind of an advantage, or this is kind of what we are going to learn now. What is this string header file, and what all functions are there. So this was the first one, strlen, that takes only one parameter. Okay, now this function, or this kind of argument which is that is the name that you are getting from the user, right? We are giving that to the string, or this function, is calculating the value, and it is saving it in this len variable, and we are just printing that variable out. Okay,